Hugo's one, I actually...
Yeah. We watched Hugo's one.
I actually like that one better out of all the other ones.
Alright, guys, you want to hear something? Me and Jill like wrestling.
Yeah. And so does a certain person.
But I gotta agree, some of the stuff they do in wrestling is absolutely fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
Oh my god. Fucking Austin Theory taking selfies. This fucking little scumbag.
Scumbag.
Dude, it really pisses me off. Like, imagine, like, eating this...
That's what his heel gimmick is.
Oh my god. Dude, his Titan...
It works!
His fucking Titantron is literally just the pictures of him with the selfies. And I'm like, that's beautiful.
Wasn't that, like, Tyler Breeze's gimmick at one point? Yeah, it was, because he had a selfie stick and a phone. They just gave it to somebody else.
Poor Tyler Breeze. He had everything going for him.
Yeah, then they brought him back.
And then they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Well, at least Dolph Ziggler got the NXT World Championship. Even if it was for like a week, at least he had another heavyweight title under his belt.
Even if it was just for a week.
Ever since we had a picnic in the graveyard, Damien and I have been spending a lot more time together. We go on nightfall strolls pretty regularly. He was so impressed when the first letter I wrote him that he insisted we only communicate by post instead of Tabrook. I initially protested, but he gave me one of his old signet rings to use as my seal for my letters, and I just couldn't say no. Hanging out with the goth dad again? Please, Amanda, you know his name. And yes, be honest here, Pops. Is he actually a vampire? I remember you inviting him into our household at one time, and I've seen The Lost Boys, and I honestly would have preferred trying to see if he could have walked through the threshold of our home under our own power. Yes, Amanda, I have become Damien's familiar. I am compelled under his curse. I'm sorry, sweetie. Turn into a bat. I don't think... What's the point of being a vampire if you can't turn into a bat? Okay, I'm off. Dude, Amanda has, like, our sister energy.
Yeah. It's like if our sister was our daughter.
Are you taking the car, or are you flying off into the night on the leathery wings of bat? One of those. While I'm out, can you throw away the garlic bread that's in the freezer so I don't die? That would be great. I'm keeping it in there as insurance. You understand, right? That's my girl.
That's my girl.
Damien and I walk along the water's edge, chatting. Damien's cloak. He hates it when people call it a cape. Damien's cloak flutters behind him in the breeze. This is gonna seem like a silly question, but why do goths wear black? Gothic subculture has always been associated with death, so it would make sense that they surrounding it would be greatly influenced by mourning. Interestingly, it was the Victorian-era queen herself mourned the death of her late husband for 10 whole years, wearing black for the rest of her life. If that's not goth, I don't know what is. I have another question. Go ahead. How are you so comfortable with death? You mentioned in the graveyard that it helps you appreciate your life or something? I've experienced several losses over the course of my life. I truly believe that the only manageable way to cope with it
I'm gonna start downloading some shit.
is to accept that death is simply a part of living.
Now you gotta say Kendall.
It's single and universal truth for every human who has ever lived. I am going to die. You are going to die. Life carries on without us. Doesn't that make you feel scared? Not at all. Without the advances of modern science, death was everywhere in the Victorian era, and yet funerals were major social functions. Victorians were obsessed with mementos of the loved ones, even going so far as to take elaborate staged photographs of their dead relatives. The minion. What's happening?
It's shutting down, goddammit.
The miniature of mourning was so complex that there were set periods of grieving that were deemed acceptable based on who in your life has passed on. Now, if we don't have any of that, if you lose someone, You end up feeling lost yourself because you have no modern equivalent of those formalities. We need to allow ourselves time to grieve, to feel that loss fully, but not allow it to consume us.
It did turn on for quite a second.
So no, I'm not afraid of death. I believe it is a waste to spend your life dreading the end of it. The time we have here is brief, and fleeting, and occasionally cruel. But it is at all times precious. To stare death into the face, and live despite that, I think, is a noble existence. Let's save the mourning for the dead. Wow, that's beautiful.
Poetic.
And with that, I'm going to save here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next video of Dream Daddy.
I think my favorite routes are Damien and Hugo.
Alright, bye guys. See you in the next one.